Welcome to episode 531 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn and Mr. Tim Armstrong in the building. Tonight we're talking about the 8-5 Philadelphia Eagles. We're coming off a nice little road trip out to LA. Going back to Cali. It's been a trip that I've enjoyed in the past. I'd say besides the weather. I mean, the weather was that's what did it for me. I mean, the Eagles game did not live up to the hype. Obviously, it was exciting. It was back and forth, and uh, there was moments in that fourth quarter that I thought our team might have wrapped it up. And like in games past, we've seen this Eagles team not close. You talk about the Phillies need a closer. The Eagles need to be a closer in the city. I think everybody expects the standard, and the standard what Eagle fans are getting now is below the standard, and at times it's not like you want to lie to yourself as an Eagle fan, because if you're a diehard, you're diehard. You just like you support the team and you're out here. But you look at your team and like, are they that dude? Obviously, I could give you some positive. No Jalen Carter, no Lane Johnson, multiple turnovers, 5 turnovers, a missed kick by Jake Elliott, and another one, and we still could have won this game. We're talking about a good Chargers football team. That's the positive. The negative is you are who you repeatedly are on tape, and what we see on tape, specifically offensively speaking, because they've been offensive mistakes. I mean, we got the Jalen, we got the Jordan Mailata penalty, which is we've gotten that. We've gotten some drops. AJ Brown numbers up, stats up, losses
drops
up, drops up. It's a time where I'll give you another positive. I don't want to be negative, Nancy. Saquon Barkley broke off a run. You wonder what the tush push is these days. I mean, we're in a weird place as a team, and at the time, you think, can we get healthy at the right time when the playoffs start? I mean, it's like we're literally rolling into the playoffs, hoping and praying that we see a different unit, and that's what I can. I can lay my head on the pillow at night thinking that, like, on Christmas Day, I'm gonna get that present where, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. But that's a hope and pray moment, because obviously we've all seen Super Bowl runs, and as fans, we know the standard. I think that's the cool part about, like, we've seen the Eagles win Super Bowls, so we now know what to, like, hold it up against too, and that's what they talk about in the building. I've been in the building several times in recent past, and they talk about the standard, and the standard is not what we're getting. Evan, how are you feeling like that?
I appreciate the positivity. Going to be a little bit more negative, unfortunately. I'm not going to go full sky is falling. I'm not going that way. I want to build off of what you just said, and the fact that we have seen now, as Eagles fans, 2 Super Bowl champions. We know what a Super Bowl champion looks like. And I can tell you from both of those teams prior, I had a feeling by this point in the season that we were going to win the Super Bowl. It was a foregone conclusion. Don't have that feeling this year. Not saying that you can't win things in different ways. I'm just saying that one of the words I used in our exercise last week was spiraling. And that's what I feel like this team is doing right now. We're in a complete tailspin as far as from the fan perspective. Trust. trust in this team. Trust is gained by the spoonful and lost by the bucket. And each week, that's what's going on. It's just another bucket of trust that's being dumped out, um, because this offense is completely dysfunctional. This defense was holding us together for a lot of the year, and now you look at. I mean, Devontae Smith had a quote last year where he talked about how football is the one sport where you practice more than you play. It's the one professional sport where it's way more about what happens off the field, outside of the 60 minutes every week, than playing the actual game. And you look at what's going on outside of the game time. You've got the AJ Brown complaints. You've got this weird forced thing in the positivity rabbit. Like, what the hell was that? It's feels like you're trying to force a culture, and cultures aren't forced upon. It has to grow organically if it's going to be anything that's successful. That's what happened with Nick's Garden back in the day. It was something that grew organically. This feels now a lot like one of your favorite TV shows that's just stretching it out too far and going too long, and they're just pulling things out of left field to try and keep it all together, for another season. But the reality is, this team feels more dead in the water than like a Super Bowl champion. Um, I, I understand that the NFC is completely wide open. A month from now, could I be feeling completely different as we're in the playoffs and we have players coming back? I'm sure. But the way I'm feeling right now is not confident as an Eagles fan. This team feels to me like a first round exit as I sit here December 10th. That's my honest opinion. What say you, Primo? You're muted. Still muted. Is the Eagles offense over there? What's going on?
Kevin Patullo's running his audio right now. Someone need to get on Kev.
On that.
There you go.
Yeah, we got you.
Uh, yeah, so I'm trying not to go ahead and blast off like I did last time, but it's kind of hard not to. I mean, being in the building again to see that outcome, it hurts. I mean, I'm seeing some of the comments, and I could feel a lot of your pain. Again, just being there and going all the way to the end. I mean, I think it was five of us. We were all pacing. That whole section that we just had to ourselves, we were just pacing back and forth. We had screens behind us. We didn't even want to watch the game. We were watching the screens. There was such a delay in the screens behind us that we were like, the hell with that. I don't even want to see a live reaction. I'd rather just hear it if anything's going to go ahead and come good out of this. But that wasn't the case, man. It was just like, I got yelled at a few times. Stop biting your nails. I couldn't help it. I mean, I'm over there like nervous. Like, what the hell's going on? What's going to happen? I'm like you. I'm tired of feeling like this, man. I mean, most or weeks ago, I was on that boat. I mean, like I was riding that train with these boys, and I mean, we were a very powerful force, and the positivity, was there, and then here we go. I mean, it's just a downfall. I don't know what the problem is. You know, I saw for myself it was two individuals that are getting the spotlight these past couple weeks that played their worst game ever, as teammates. I mean, like the very first play, AJ Brown dropping that pass, that was crazy. Jalen Hurts, four interceptions. Some of the decision making that he was making in this game was just like unbearable, man. Like I just didn't know what the hell he was doing. And then, it felt good seeing a little bit more offensive plays. So it couldn't be KP, couldn't put it on KP because we were trying different things. You know what I
100%.
mean? I right. I was all about, KP, going into the book a little bit and pulling out a little bit more plays than what he normally did. But these guys, just couldn't go ahead and put it together. It was crazy to see, man. Yeah, I know we got 4 games left and 4 important games. Like they're just getting more and more important as the year goes on. But I don't know, man. Like I'm drained. Leaving that stadium, leaving that game, just leaving it. Like I just kept on saying to myself, I'm ready to sell the rest of my season tickets for the year. I'm about to talk to Gail about maybe one instead of two more tailgates. I don't know. I just don't have the energy for it. Like they sucked it all out of me, man. Like it's just crazy. But I don't know, man. We'll just see how these things go, and play week by week now. Come on, Tim, talk to me. Give me something positive.
This one hurt. This one hurt because I went in confident. I went in. I got on last week, and I thought with the injuries that they were dealing with the Chargers and everything that was going on, I thought this was going to be our bounce back. First half was a mess on both sides. It was a nightmare. Like watching that, I was home on my couch. Definitely wish that I had gone out because it looked like you guys had a great time on the trip, at least at the trip portion. But watching it from my couch, the first half was deflating. But you watched it was both sides, and then when Saquon broke that, I was like, all right, here's the switch. And I thought the switch was going off right then. I was like, here we go. This is when the whole season is going to turn around. And then it continued to have these minor things like AJ across the middle. You know what I mean? These balls that if he catches, the questions are gone. The conversations are over about everything. You know what I mean? We watch him take that and he gets popped and he gets right back up, points first down. I just saw that happening when the ball came across the middle, and it didn't. And it was a major letdown. Now, the bonus. I know you guys had a lot of things going on this weekend. I got to watch a lot of football this weekend. Then it was kind of rainy and muggy around here, so there wasn't a lot of stuff to do. There is not, and I repeat, a dominant team in this NFL. In the NFL, I'm not even going to go NFC. I'm going to say in the entire NFL, there is not a team that doesn't have weaknesses, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm watching these games, and even though ours, first time in my life I've ever seen 3 change of possessions in one play, but when you watch this stuff happen, but then you watch these other games and you're like, okay, like it's not just us. Like if you watch around, everybody's getting the injury bug, everybody's getting hit at the right time, and I mean, it was crazy. But then after that, I felt deflated. But then I thought about it. I was happy that Saquon broke one for 50 plus. I didn't expect 4 picks, but I was very happy that Jalen was throwing it in between the hashes because Gail brought it up. He was the lowest percentage in between the hash marks quarterback. Michael Penix out for the year. He was throwing it for 33% in the middle of the field. Now, I'm going to give 2 of those picks to Jalen. The other 2 should have been caught, in my opinion.
There was definitely some deflections there for sure. I agree.
I'm not going to put that all on him, but the whole team never hit.
Ultimately, though, regardless, I feel like we could all say that was probably Jalen's worst game as an Eagle. I mean, I can't think of another one that comes to mind before that. That was horrendous.
Tim, were you finished?
Yeah, I'm good. Rough week.
Okay. Well, I mean, in a game where you see some of Jalen's worst throws, you see a couple dots like to Devontae Smith. I forget. I didn't know his name, but we saw somebody who supported 4th and Jawn came up, and I said we need to get that throw to Devontae Smith, and he's sitting up in the seat, and I'm like, give me 6, and then we got that play was like we needed that play, and I was like, God, that is one hell of a throw. And he rebounded like the moments that I feel like, okay, Jalen can have a stinking first quarter, second quarter, but he can come back and make a nice throw, and that's a positive for me. Like the throw that he threw to AJ Brown with the game on the line, I'm looking at Prime like we scored because he was the only one that was hyped. Because I'm looking, okay, we did score, but finding out he dropped it, I'm like, that ball was right there. It's just, I mean, it's tough. I mean, shout out to Philly Sports Trips. We went out there. We had all these Eagle fans with us. And I'm talking about the stadium was packed with Eagle fans, packed to the gills with Eagle fans. Every other person in there was, I mean, you probably heard the Coop chants. It was just to see that many fans come out and support. It's a beautiful thing. It's also a watching us all leave that stadium, a beautiful stadium, might I add. It's tough to see. Tough to see people in the airports. And this is the thing, they're diehards. You know what I mean? Like there's obviously there's some bandwagon fans, and you could separate them from the pack. But I'm saying diehard fans that wear their heart on their sleeve. Obviously upset about the team losing, but to watch that for the last couple of days as we travel back to Philly, I got in at like 1 o'clock in the morning, around 12:30, seeing people in the airport and they're still in their Eagles gear and kind of like hung over with the loss, just stank on them. It's tough. And listen to Prime be like, you know, there's Eagle fans that are just like, bro, like people spend their hard earned money, they show up. You're like, and I really, it's the offense. And I've been in on some college teams that I've had, and our offense wasn't up to caliber as our defense. There's got to be players in that locker room that are looking at the offensive unit like, dude, get your shit together. Like you are all over the place. Get some therapy, some offensive therapy, and get it
There's some
together.
people that eat through their therapy, order an 8x8.
How heavy was that thing, Brian? That
It
thing like
wasn't. It
2 pounds?
Nah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared to get into this conversation about all that meat, but pause. But like, it was just like, yeah, it was just, I was in the mood, man. I was just sitting there, and I'm like, look, let me just go ahead and do this thing. I came to Cali, and I kept on talking about, you know, murdering this sandwich. You know what I mean? Go ahead and try to a bite, and I'm like, I'm already in my feelings. I might as well go ahead and do it. So, you know what I mean? I bought two 4x4s, and because that's your limit. And then I took the bottom half off the one and the top half off the one, smacked them boys together, smashed it up. And then yeah, they got me. Mark took the picture of me just sitting there. You could just see like I was just out of it, man. So I ate my depression, and it was just I'm sitting there and I'm like, it was even more depressing just trying to get through this sandwich. And I ain't gonna lie, it was just like it's like this is like never ending. Mark Bird, you know what I mean? Shout out to Mark Bird. He was there watching, and he was like, I don't know how you're doing it. I'm like, right now, I don't even give a shit. I'm just doing it. Like I gotta get through this feeling, man, because it just really sucks. But
I mean, one of the big things though was I will say this to Jalen's interceptions was there wasn't a single time where I said, where was he throwing that ball? Like he had the right reads, whether it was timing, whether it was progression. That last one that was forced, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The OT was like you saw the mindset, but when you see you had got it underneath, it's like, why did you throw that?
Right.
It made me feel better that I wasn't like, where, like, was he not reading the field at all? Like he had decent reads. And this was Jake Elliott missing that field goal, penalties on the touchdown to AJ Brown, or what would have been a touchdown to AJ Brown. This was a full gave us opportunities. We had 7 sacks. If you told me that no offensive stats shown that our defense got 7 sacks and a pick, I would have said we got the W.
Um, I was funny because I was trying my best not to listen to any radio, any hot takes. People, we were on the bus ride home back from the game, and people are like, "Oh, don't go on social media, don't go on." I listened to WIP for like 30 seconds today, and I was like, God, I turned it right off. And it's not the people. Sometimes it's the hosts. And the whole thing, like this narrative of, obviously we saw a clunker of a game in interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
4 interceptions. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Tom Brady threw 4 interceptions in a game 6 different times. Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions in one game. Mahomes has thrown 3 interceptions 4 times in a game.
Yeah, I don't.
Jalen Hurts, most interceptions, career high yesterday. His previous high was 3 versus the Giants. It's back in 2021. But it's the point of like the man wins you a Super Bowl, give him some grace to rebound from this. If he comes back, AJ Brown catches that ball. What is the talking point? It's like, yeah, he threw some picks, but we won the game. Um, the whole point of like, I'm just talking to the bench, uh, bench hurts narrative. Like,
Mhm.
are we gonna do that before we get in the playoffs? You think if we bench him now, not for the people that say, bench him, do you think that's gonna help the locker
No.
room or whatever? Like, it's probably it won't. So like,
People are
I
being
can un-
people are being reactionary right now, though. I think that I think that there is people that like immediately the way that I was looking at it, because I saw the same conversation. I think that there's people just speaking out of emotion, man. If I'm being real with you, I think that there's people that would say a knee-jerk reaction thing like that. But like, if you're an actual fan, there's no way you actually believe that benching Jalen Hurts is the answer. You have
nah,
to go ahead.
no, I'm just saying. I was going to let you finish, but I just wanted to go ahead and just. I was one that was not. It doesn't make sense to go ahead and bench him like for the season. I was just saying like he's just out of it in that game. I honestly
Mhm.
was one that was calling for Tanner on that second half. Like he's not. It doesn't seem like he's all there, and he's making some poor decisions. So do you put the message out there? What I mean, hey, listen, we got to go ahead and clean this up. Take a
that's
breather.
that's not how
I'm
you
just
do it,
asking the
though.
question. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
No,
that
no,
sends
I
the
mean,
message that there's
that's
a
your.
quarterback controversy here in Philadelphia all of a sudden. You know
I
what I
mean, because
mean?
you like the the aftermath of when you do a move like that. And I'm not saying like you might think that or whatever. That is, it's just the aftermath, the PR moves that have to. When you do something like that, it's bigger than just, oh, let's sit him down for a second. It's Philadelphia. This is the narrative that is going to. But like the positive, like I talked about, is just his ability to throw up a clunker first half and come back and throw two dots to help us win the game potentially. But they close out with another interception at the end that was like when Goddard was open. Yeah, I mean, just think about some of the things that were really got to me is Goddard lands on the 2. We're a tush push team. Can we get 2 yards?
Mhm.
That's not unheard of. Second play, we get a holding from Melodic, kind of ticky tack, but like hold your ground, whatever. You got called on it. So that's a touchdown off the board. We were the only thing consistently that we could hold our hats to is we're like the number 1 team scoring in the red zone. We were 0 for 2 against the Chargers when it looked like if you had better play calling, or you had just run the rock for 2 yards. Like, I mean, we did run with one, but also it does speak to something else. Is Cam Jurgens that hurt that like these tush pushes aren't doing him any justice to his health? Is a question.
I think that's definitely possible, and I think that a big part of it is just that like Jalen, he's I don't know. He's created this situation now where like this conversation. Look, you talk about giving him opportunities, and like he's won Super Bowl MVP. Yes, I totally agree with that. But like there is also a point of like it's week 14 right now. He's had opportunity. Like this is not the first time this conversation has come up this season about Jalen playing under what we believe he could play at. And so he has week after week after week after week to prove that. And I think that this year, on a large part, even though despite our record, he hasn't really reached that level. And so now I'm sitting here thinking long term, I'm being real with you. I've for now lowered my expectations for this year. I really don't know what to expect come the postseason because this is what they're showing me right now.
Mhm. Now,
When I have a question, and maybe it's way too early, but Jalen Hurts, you remember how he got acquired on this team? It was a fucking surprise. If this continues, Who's to say Howie Roseman doesn't surprise us again come April? He
mean,
had just signed Carson Wentz to that contract, mind you.
I mean, I wouldn't, how he maneuvers in interesting ways. But you look at the 2023 season with a rookie offensive coordinator. You look at this season with the rookie offensive coordinator. There's some parallels there where you're like, okay. But my thing is, set your quarterback up for success, and like,
Is he not set up for success?
Oh, I'm saying, get him a better offensive coordinator. But I'm just saying, like, from a route combination, the way that our routes are set up, the league knows where we're going. This is like, if you see that pick, Devontae Smith is running his route. The DB's already closing at the top of his route before he even comes back, because everybody knows where they're going. And that's the part where, like, you got to call better plays, and obviously Jalen's got to players got to make the plays, but
no, I've watched this game 2 times, and I have a hot take, and you guys might completely disagree with me, and I really Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson need to sit down. Not because I don't want them, because they're not healthy. They're playing at 60%. You put in Toth, you put in Drew Kendall. That we're playing the Raiders. We're playing a dismantled Commanders team. They lost Ertz. Jaden Daniels is back out. Our last 4 games, theoretically, with backups, playing backups, we should have a good chance to win any of those games with those guys in. If we made a decision to sit Jalen Carter already, why not do the same thing with the guys? Landon Dickerson was a shell of himself. He waited for that stuff to kick in that he took at halftime, and then he went back in. He could not move. He had 0 lateral movement. The dude is fighting through injuries, and I respect it. But in order for us to be dominant, we need to have a healthy offensive line, not the way the guys are playing right now. So I think those 2 guys, sit your ass down, get healthy, or as healthy as you can over the next 3 to 4 weeks, and rep with the seconds. That's my personal opinion.
I feel like we've kind of gotten too late though now in this, like, because now we're in full tailspin. We've lost 3 straight games, and I agree with you that on paper, I mean, what are we favored by 11.5 points or something like that? I totally get that. I'm not completely convinced, man. I think that we need everybody out there that we can to win, and I agree with you that we need our best players to be healthy. But I'm not sitting here looking at the Raiders at 2-11, being like, yeah, no, we could easily walk in and win that game. I don't think we can easily win against any team right now. I think every game is going to be a fight until they show me it's not.
I definitely think it's going to be a fight in terms of, like, not having your dudes, and until we get those dudes back, then I'm expecting. I've been talking about the knuckle up. Everyone's got to knuckle up. Like, we don't have our big dogs, so everybody in this time and phase. I mean, the Eagles are already thinking it. They're sitting Jalen Carter until they can't sit him anymore. So they're like, get healthy. We'll figure it out. We'll hold on till you get healthy. Lane Johnson, sit out until you get healthy. We'll hold on. We back into the playoffs. And I just think of the Eagles as a sleeping dog. I just don't understand. Don't understand. I'm just wondering when that hits. AJ Torres' quote about, the offense clicking when you're just wondering when you're going to see that. And I think the Eagles could be a team that you don't want to play in the first round if you're a better team. You don't want to see the Eagles because if they're a little bit healthier, it's a different scenario, and that's what it is. Football is football. Like, but it's your best 53 out there. I mean, I hat tip to the Chargers. They had linemen down. Their quarterback had a broken left hand. He was reeling. He was in his bag. He got sacked 7 times, and he still showed up and made some plays with his legs. What do you guys think about the mobility of Hurts? Does he look like he's dealing with an injury where he's not trying to run, you think he's that's a question that some Eagle fans have been asking. Do you think he's more hurt than has been reported?
I do.
Um, because
I mean, it's a question I'm definitely asking because I mean, you and I have been in a couple games this season together, and we've asked that question, like, why, when it's a handoff, why is he not holding on to the ball and running it to the open area, whether if it's to the left or to the right? So it's definitely a question, not just that we had this past week, and it's a question I've had throughout the season. Like, what is going on? Why get away? That was like uh, another option that we could definitely use right now to throw the defense off, and we're not going with it, and it's upsetting. You know what I mean? Like, you see how wide open the play opens had he kept the ball, but he doesn't. And those were at times I felt like the decisions that he made, and we were all about it and supported that decision that he would go ahead and make. But it's
Mhm.
like I don't know if he's trying to play conservative football right now. If he is, it's not working. It's not doing anything. Then going back to, I see AJ Torres. I saw your comment. Like, yeah, absolutely right. We have a great squad, and you guys mentioned about having our 53 best and then having our 11 best at the moment. And I'm all over the place with this, but just to go back to you real quick, Tim. Yes, I agree with that. I'm totally for that. Especially with these next 4 games, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. But are they going to listen to what we think? What I mean, like, they're going to go with the option of what Evan wants. He wants everybody in there right now because we need it. But we only put ourselves in that position right now. Had we been in a better position, maybe that would have been an option to go with. You know what I mean? So it's just too much downfall going on right now, and they need to find a way to go ahead and spark this shit up, man. And it's just we're running out of time.
The
And
fact. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I'm saying no. Go ahead. I'm just saying we're running out of time. That's it.
I was just like the fact that a couple weeks ago we were sitting here and it's like I can't believe midway through the season we've already got the division in the bag, and now with egg on our face are sitting here like they better not let it slip from their grasp, man. Like, because if they do, like, dude,
I
heads got to
mean,
roll. Heads got
I
to
mean,
roll.
and that's I'd say that's the beauty of this thing. Like sometimes things have to hit rock bottom for change, and having Kevin Patullo out there and be like, somebody asks Howard behind the scenes, like, so is that going to be your offensive coordinator next year? Is that what you're going to do?
According to LaShawn McCoy, he wants his name off the Hall of Fame wall if they keep the Tula. Did you guys see that? That was crazy.
He said,
Take my name down if they don't fire Kevin Patullo. But can I switch gears a little bit?
Yeah.
Because we're down, and I get that. But there's 3 guys, and there's probably more. Defense balled out. But Jordan Davis, Jalen Phillips, and my big highlight is Nakobe Dean. Those guys stepped up this week. They played out of their mind on defense. Nakobe Dean on that blitz package, he is destroying running backs.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot stop him, and he's like Mighty Mouse in there. You look at him; these guys have big size differential, and he's just destroying them. That was fun to watch because you never felt like we were completely out because of the way the defense was balling out.
Absolutely not. I mean, you got to give defense the props, bro. We had 5 turnovers, and all we gave up was still 22 points. That's great. I mean, like, they held their composure. They held it down as best as they could. You know what I mean? And it could have been worse had they scored on all those turnovers. That game could have been 42-49 for them. You know what I mean? Points on the board, but nah, you're right. The defense played his ass off. And listen, man, the Kobe Dean, there was 2 on Herbert. But then the other one, it was just like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was cursing the Kobe Dean now because what I mean, you got to tackle better than that. When that was the one he did the spin move on him, like, yeah, he missed it completely. And I mean, you could hear the amount of Eagles in that place when he opened up and got in there. But the minute he went ahead and did the spin move on him and got away from him, it was just like the place just dropped. Like everybody just dropped with frustration.
But did you see the spin move that you did on this play? I mean, you had the burger there. You stood still. The standard is the standard. You said, "I'm gonna take this down." See the chat. The chat is, the chat has receipts. They be sending stuff live while the show be going. So we have receipts of a murder that was taking place at In-N-Out Burger. 10 out of 10. This guy.
10 out of 10.
I also want to give a hat tip though to Jalix Hunt and Byron Young. I mean, they also two more guys in the defensive line that balled out. Jalix Hunt 2.5 sacks. I mean, he was on one. But the entire defensive line, like you said, Tim, the entire defensive line was just completely. They were on. That was about the only squad that had it going.
Shout out to you talked about Shady. I mean, this was my other positive from the trip. You wouldn't believe it unless one of those random Eagles things that I'll probably take to my grave. But I'm working the Philly Sports Trips front area, checking people in, kind of just like just taking photos and doing my thing. And then earlier in the day, I get a text from Jordan Spector. He's like, "Look, I need somebody for like some content. Maybe I don't know if you got like an hour or something. Maybe." I said, "Bro, I'm kind of locked in. Like, I don't know. The game is at 5:00. I don't where." He's like, "I need you to help me with Shady." So Shady comes to the Philly Sports Trips tailgate. First of all, takes his time with everyone. Shady's a natural when it comes to like being with the fans. He's very authentic and having a great time with everyone. And he goes, so Jordan's like, "Dude, I think we're good to go. I can get you for an hour." I said, all right. Well, like, how am I gonna meet you at the studio? Like, I'm at the casino right outside the stadium. He's like, well, I'm like, he's like, I could send you an Uber or you could roll with Shady. I'm like, what? So next thing, Shady comes out and he's like leaving the venue, and then he's like, "Oh, you coming with me?" I'm like, "What?" And like me and Amanda are like, "Okay, we're rolling with Shady." So I'm in his whatever his. It was like a dopest vehicle I've ever been in. Riding through LA with Shady, we're talking football. But going to a point of like of us talking about like the team and everything. He talked about. I said, "Is it a time for panic?" And he talks about people being too emotional about the situation. Sometimes you just have to see it for what it is. Like you just have to go through some of these things. You're like, yeah, so what? They lost. They lose another game. Then what? They can put it back together. Like, just because you lost the game doesn't mean they can't put it back together. So hear him say that this was before the loss.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like he was just saying that like you can't just be emotional about it. Like, as a player and you're in it, you have to stand up. We went through something. Now let's when players get healthy too, you turn it back on. But we're doing a little shoot with Jordan Spector, and the new card will be out soon, so you're gonna want to get on that. You can get some of the stuff on eBay Live. Look at Tim with the collection, but definitely Shady is the truth.
Rolling with Shady. I was wondering if you took an Uber, if you did your classic move of getting tossed out in half a second.
But I am gonna say that the comment that cracked me up was Gail. Gail was running a little bit behind returning, and he explained why. And shout out to Big Frank. Frank goes, "Oh, are you late getting to Jeffrey Lurie's box on the way back?"
And if you would have saw where my seats were, I was in the last seat in the house. So high, I had to meet the squad. That was the best, bro. This was the best part of the day, was hanging out with y'all and just being in the concourse and watching it from where we were watching it.
I gotta say how weird it was seeing Gail in that jersey, in that color. I kept on telling like all the fellas that like it was just so weird to see this man in today's.
Yeah.
A little weird. Yeah, a little weird.
In white?
No, it's just in the modern color.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
you're
you're always
green.
Kelly green.
I went with I was like, let me just go with comfort and ease today. I'm not like just putting. I'm not trying to swag out today.
Mm.
Not trying to swag out today.
Even when he doesn't try to swag out, he swags out.
But talking about swagging out, another positive was the restaurant that I ate at. Shout out to Mark Burr. And Amanda, we went to this dope restaurant. That was the best money I spent out on the trip.
What's the name of the restaurant? You got
It's called Water Grill on by Ocean Ave. Right,
Okay.
sunset was banging. The food was banging. We've been to a million steak houses across the country, and this place was phenomenal. I'm out here
So I
eating
got
oysters.
two different types of text messages. One was from Prime saying we're having a good time, but it'd be great if you were out here. I get another one where it's just straight up FOMO pictures. Look at this. Click, click, click. Just sending sunsets and balconies. And I'm like, this is two completely different conversations I'm having.
Tim's like, I'm about to get on a plane and pay $600 and get there tomorrow. I'm like, don't.
I looked it up. $600. I'd have been there at noon. I looked it up. I was like, oh, you guys. I mean, it looked like a dope trip. That looked like you guys had a good time. I'm happy. Everybody got home safe.
Yo,
And
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The FOMO is serious, and that's why I try my hardest not to go ahead and really post much as I'm there. I don't really like to rub it in, but this guy, yo, yeah, he don't hesitate, man. He don't hesitate at all.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
let the plane start shaking too.
Yo, man,
I haven't
man,
posted nothing
that
from our trip.
discussion. Woo!
I haven't posted nothing from the trip. Okay. I was just telling Tim, I said, sometimes living your best life is it's a focus. You got to just be like, yo, just enjoy it sometimes. You don't have to share everything that you're doing, but like, even the dumb stuff of just us being there, like to me, just us being there, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Weather was like, that's what I needed. Like to be honest, I'm like, bro, we caught a L. But just hanging out was like, bro, we're
totally agree, man. The positive about the trip was like, we got to chill with our friends and family, and regardless of the outcome, it was a great trip. Weather, like Gail said, weather was great, vibes were great, everything was going good, and just hanging out whenever opportunities we did get to hang out with each other, it was cool. And between me and Gail, I think we accommodated and pretty much entertained as much people as possible. And you know what I mean? And you guys, like, we're always talking you guys up. People ask about you guys even though you weren't there with us, you know what I mean? So, it feels like you guys are, with us, even though you're really not there. But I mean, it was just a great time. Shout out to Frank. Of course, shout out to Mark and his family,
Rich.
for holding us down.
Oh, I mean, we also met Darren Sproles. If one of my
doing
favorites,
the full running back world tour.
One of my favorite got the jersey signed too. I don't normally take a jersey to get signed by anyone. It's one of those I've had it like in the spot for like probably the last 4 years. Haven't touched it, and I'm like, all right, if I see Sproles, I'm bringing it. This is awesome. Everything was great until we're in the game. I saw him in the jumbotron, and he was in the booth with all the Charger greats, and I said, "Bro,
I saw that too." But how did that jersey signing go for you?
oh, Primo got it signed for me."
Okay. Just wasn't just had to put that
But but I also got it signed on front and back.
Listen, the dude Gail comes out of nowhere, out of left field. With I'm trying to hold this crowd back. You know what I mean? Just trying to give Darren his time. But he was cool, hands down. He was cool to the kids, to the parents, to the fan base. But then certain people can become overwhelming and stuff. So I'm trying to keep my composure. And then I got this guy tapping me, and then turn around and it's Gail, and he's like, "Yo, can you get this sign for me?" Like, I would normally look at everybody else like, "Are you serious right now? Give me the goddamn thing." So I wait till everybody is like out of the way, then I gotta be the last guy. But like, "Yo, man, can you sign this for me?" Hey, but he was cool. Yeah, I'm with you. Seeing him, he was there with one of my favorite tight ends in the National Football League, and that was Antonio Gates. I'm a big Antonio Gates fan, so it was cool to see him there. And shout out to Frank. He ended up getting a picture with Antonio Gates that day. But yeah, seeing him in the Chargers thing, I was like, man, he played both roles that night. That was crazy because I mean, I did at times I do forget that he did start his career with Chargers.
Mhm.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, the dude still looks in great shape, and you know, what I mean, looks like he can still go ahead and hold it down.
Shout out to Amanda's aunt. We were when we were Shady. I said,
Hold on, let me give a big shout out to Rich. Big bro Rich was there as well, getting love. That's Frank's little brother.
I said, yo, call your aunt, let her know that we're gonna get Shady. She loves Shady. I said this would be the perfect opportunity. Got on FaceTime with Amanda's aunt. Talked to her. She was like screaming. But that's the dope thing about those kind of experiences. Again, regardless of the loss or whatever, having those moments this weekend kind of made the trip for me. But now it's about regrouping time. Okay,
Yeah.
This has been a major therapy session for me.
Eagle Sessions open for business.
I still think I don't know where the fan base is at with the team right now. I feel like you speak to like people industry, like people. I speak to a lot of the managers at the pro shop because I live there. It's my second home. They talk about how bad business is days after a loss. It's like they send workers home. They're like, 'cause there's no one shopping.
Mhm.
Nobody wants anything to do with anything with the Eagles. I don't know. I mean, I really feel like I think a lot of people have questions, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so like let's get back on to like we do have some favorable opponents coming up. We got the Raiders coming up, we got the Commanders. How much confidence is that instilling in you if we're able to just rip off a nice little win streak here? Is that are we back to normal, or if we have to fight for these games, are we not feeling that much better? I mean, where's your guys' head? Like this to me, it feels like the beginning of a college football season. You know, when you got Appalachian State going up against you, but Appalachian State could sneak you. That's the thing. So I'm just wondering, like, do you think that this fan base can be revitalized by a smacking around of the Raiders and Washington?
Well, I guess it all depends on what part of the fan base. Do you have your true ones? Do you have your ones that are just, fans for Sunday? Do you have your ones that are just fan for the week? Do you have your ones that are, what I mean? So look, I'm gonna focus on the four of us, what I mean, and quite a bit of the people that are, everybody in this chat right now, the real ones. Like, no, I'm gonna be one to tell you, like, any given Sunday is any given Sunday. You know, we put ourselves in the position that we're in right now, and to have to go and fight these last four games with four opponents, right? Well, three opponents, seeing one of them twice. In the situation that they're in right now, I still wouldn't take any game lightly. You know what I mean? It's like you said, these guys could go ahead and play that, Appalachian Mountain team and come back and bite you in the ass. And that's just the thing. So the way we're playing ourselves, I tell you, going back to what Tim said earlier, there's no team in this league right now that I'm scared of. None. I'm scared of ourselves, and that's what we've been doing. We've been beating ourselves because we can't get ourselves together. So that's the frustrating part. So going into these next 4 weeks, these next four games, that's just the part that's my fear. It's just how we're going to be ourselves. Are we going to go in there, and better ourselves the way we need to, or are we just going to go ahead and get through the season and then just make the playoffs? Take the goddamn money that you're going to take from me for being in the goddamn playoffs, and then go ahead and be one and out. You know what I mean? For all that, I'd rather you not. You know what I mean? Truthfully, I'd rather keep my money. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
see what the seating looks like
no.
We
right
would
now?
be currently playing the Niners in Philly.
And look at that. The Rams, a team we beat.
Wow, you guys going back out to LA?
Green Bay, a team we beat. It's not like you look at we beat those teams that are ahead of us. So it's not like it can't happen again.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you though, Gail. But right now, again, we're in a position where we got these assholes in the rearview mirror where we were dusting them. You know what I mean? Go back to the statement what Evan said a little while ago. We were talking about clinching this thing a couple weeks ago. Now we're wiping sweats off our head, just trying to keep this shit together.
I mean,
And
but
then
these are games
their
without Lane.
schedule, right? But their schedules isn't looking any harder on them neither. They got 4 pretty good easy schedules as well, so they could just keep up with us. And it just takes one big mistake from either one of us to go ahead and ruin this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm looking at it from the opposite perspective right now. I mean, honestly, if I'm going to go from there, I was pissed off, and then I came out of it, and I said we played a Chargers team who is in the playoffs as well. Like our schedule has been no joke. These other guys have had multiple home games. We've been playing on every single night of the week. We have been all over the place. We've got hit with the injury bug, and we're still 8-4. Now it sucks that just a few weeks ago we were 8-2, up 21-0 on the Cowboys, and then it felt like everything went downhill. But at the same time, I saw a lot of pieces in this LA game that gave me the confidence. I thought it was going to start this game, just starting 1 week later. I think that we are going to turn it around. I think the defense is playing at such a high caliber that if we can control the offense without the turnovers, our roster is built to be we have a full playoff roster. We have players who have seen this before. You look at some of these other teams that are coming in, the Broncos, they're young. You look at these, these AFC teams that are making these runs and what their schedule looks like. And when you really dig into it, I'm confident. I mean, I think we can turn it around. Like it only takes one match to light up the entire bonfire.
Right. And to be honest, I mean, if the Eagles do get it right, there's no saying that with this entire NFC being wide open, the seeding can go any direction. I mean, Gail, put that back up one more time. Yeah, dude, the Bears were literally in first place last week. They slid all the way to 7. Like the teams are all over the place right now. And I honestly think that if they're able to turn it on, I mean, if we're thinking positively, the first Super Bowl we won, I remember those watching the last regular season games of that year. Nick Foles's first start before the playoffs, and I was sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, play Sudfeld!" Like I don't know what we're gonna do.
True. It was that Raiders game. I remember exactly.
And then you got hot at the right time.
Cold game too.
And
Yep.
I will say, if we're talking about a get right game, Geno Smith stinks. If they're playing Kenny Pickett, if they're playing Kenny Pickett, man, I could see this defensive line having a field day on Kenny Pickett. Man, they've practiced up against him. They know his tendencies. And on top of that, I just think that this defensive line would eat him alive. So yeah, I could see a get right game, man. This is a completely different conversation. We need one blowout. This entire fan base is feeling a completely different way. We need to feel confident again. The confidence is.
You're right.
So the Raiders.
When you're on a skid, you just gotta, you gotta score. You know what I mean?
Just go in the gym. Just punch up on the Raiders, and you'll feel better about yourself. Come out.
Evan just pulled me back in, man. I was getting ready to sell my tickets this weekend. You just pulled me back in. It looked like me and wife were going to the game. You just pulled me back in, bro.
Hey, I just want to let you all know tickets are like upper level. You can get tickets like $150.
It's pretty good for Eagles.
I seen lower bowl $230 right now. So if this is a game that you want to bring your kids to, might be a great opportunity. This might be a nice little Christmas present. If you want to sit in the club level for the first time, it might be a great opportunity.
Bree's getting on me right now because I'm not being the vibes coordinator. You're right. I'm not the vibes coordinator right now. Evan's got that in the bag. He's running the ship tonight. You
got to pick each
other up. You think about
the
last time we seen this Eagles team put one together that was like, okay, it was the Giants, but you beat the Giants. Again, Giants beat you, but I'm saying they beat the Giants, and you left there like, all right, at least they look together. Kenny is starting. They just announced Kenny Pickett will be starting this week. Jaden Daniels, talk about that murderers of quarterbacks. Mariota will be playing in 2 of those games if Washington's crazy enough to put out Jaden Daniels for a game. So Mariota twice, Kenny Pickett. This is the former backup Eagles quarterback revenge game series that we're going through. Like, at least can you get it right? In the last couple weeks, the Bills game.
They're fighting for a
crazy enough.
7 seed right now. They're fighting for a 7 seed. This is not the Bills from the last 2 seasons. The Bills are fighting right now for a 6 or 7 spot.
That
Like,
entire
they
AFC is upside down too. It's not just the
It's-
NFC.
But would you agree it's all about getting hot at the right time?
100%.
I mean, I always give credit to the Giants when they won their 2 Super Bowls. Like they got hot at the right time in 7 and 10.
And they beat the freaking undefeated Patriots, man. Like if we're being real, like it's happened before. You just have to get hot at the right time.
That's it.
They
Hey,
beat
I don't-
the undefeated Patriots with the wrong Manning. They made it happen.
I don't care if it's. I don't care who they play. It's just as long as they beat them, get the dub, stack up the dubs. I had this team losing 4 games. We're at 5 now. I didn't know exactly who we'd lose to, but I knew we'd lose 4 games at least. We'll see how it goes. Shout out to everybody in the comments here. We appreciate you guys sticking it out. Obviously, it's a tough time mentally after 3 L's in a row. 3 L's in a row. I'm looking forward to other stuff. Might go to a Flyers game tomorrow. Prime.
Wow. This guy does hockey.
That's where I was looking at Sixer shit today, and I was like, "Whoa, come on, get away, get out, just leave." I'm like, "What are you doing?" I almost bought NBA 2K today. I was like, "Man, I'm gonna get NBA 2K, man. You know, let me get my mind right." And I'm gonna get my mind right. But before we get out of here, shout out to all the people helping out the tailgate. Franchello's, appreciate you guys bringing the pizza and the thunder. Shout out to Bud Light for holding down the tailgate all these years. Shout out to Recover Sports Hydration. 180. I'm drinking Recover as we speak. Pretty dehydrated on these planes. So I have the fruit punch today.
Fruit punch is great.
Boom, peach mango over here.
Swaggy.
My bad. I left mine on the counter upstairs. My bad.
You got to recover, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Crooked T for holding down the tailgate as well. Not only a player, but a sponsor. And shout out to Sabelli's Pizza. Make sure you get some pizza from them. But also, they provide the cheesesteaks and give the wings beneath Evan Hearn's cheesesteak wings. And shout out to Red Bull for bringing the energy, as always. It's a great opportunity. Like, we didn't get into offensive MVPs, no defensive MVPs. We're just talking about just vibes and what we went through this week. Okay. We're going to be a little bit more positive in the preview pod for the Raiders. But any things that you need to get off your chest, it could be anything. Anything doesn't have to be football related. Anything that you just need to get off your chest.
You know what? I'm sorry that I framed it that way. I literally I've got nothing, but it's because of the Eagles have drained me of thought. You know what I mean? I've just been sitting around staring at walls recently.
I like the haircut though. I mean,
Hey, thanks, man.
said
You know what? You know what's funny is that I came home from work and jumped on here, and I had the moment where I passed by my hat rack, and I was like, "No, I don't feel like."
Good man.
I don't
We
feel
said Evan's on his Oasis vibes today.
Little Liam Gallagher going on.
They didn't earn my respect this week. I didn't feel like supporting the bird this week on the show.
Ooh. Heather G says, her say with your chest this week is stop running Barkley up the middle.
That's not bad.
Outside
That's not
zone.
bad.
Nick asked, yo guys, can we turn this ship around? Yes, we can.
Yeah, the ship can be turned around.
Yes, we can.
I just need to see it start happening. Start spinning the wheel.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Nike, what about you? Say it with your chest.
I guess a slight say with my chest is California. You guys hold it down. It's a beautiful state, but man, your traffic, your road rage, your accidents, your highways, your freeways, man, they can all kick rocks. Like that shit is just horrible, man. I it's frustrating the amount of time we were spending on freeways just to get to where we needed to get to. You made a 15 to 20 minute trip turn into a half an hour and 45 minutes. It's just like a guarantee. It's sad. So I don't know, man. You know, I mean, I'm when I say that, you know, when you come back home, you're grateful from where you live at and stuff like that. I am very grateful for the slight bit of traffic that I deal with here compared to that shit over there. That's a disaster, man. And I just don't even know how people do that everyday life over there. It's crazy.
What about the weather, though?
Listen, man, the weather's beautiful, hands down. You know what I mean? You can, any part of the day you can come down unless you're wearing some crazy ass shit that, like, you know, what Frank was wearing. His ass
How was the weather out
cool.
there? Was it like t-shirt weather? Or I don't even know.
It was t-shirt weather at one point, but then, you know what I mean, then you get some big guys that get in their heads and think that they could go ahead and show their body off, and then Frank's out there freezing his ass off in his little his Yeast McGee outfit.
His short shorts. His short shorts.
I call it the Yeast McGee outfit.
Okay.
That boy was going to get a yeast infection with that damn outfit, man. It's crazy.
He had a little tutu.
Yeah.
Looking like someone's grandmother's drapes, Eagles drapes. Shout out to Rich as well. My say with your chest is I had something. Say it with your chest. I go with Tim. Go ahead. I can't think of it.
It just happened. It just happened before the pod for me. So I was thinking I'll be a little festive, put my Eagles cap on.
Love that.
My wife looked at me and smiled. I said, "What? Does it look goofy?" And she goes, "No, nothing." And I said, "Wait, what's wrong?" She goes, "Now I've talked to you guys about my hat size." She goes, "You're the only person I know that can actually fit. It's supposed to be baggy for everybody else." And I was like,
"What's your
not
fitted
wrong.
hat size?"
7 5/8.
Good Lord. I thought my shit.
I got a big head, a lot of brains. But yeah, but right before I was like, I'm still wearing it. I don't care. She laughed. She said, "It looks good. There's not a lot of give."
Shout out to Brianna. She says her birthday is Sunday. We'll have a lit tailgate and we will bring the vibes back.
Let's go.
We need a cake. We need a birthday cake.
Brianna, I'm giving you one. I'll do one shot with you for your birthday. I'm not going to do. She walks around with that bottle, tries to. No, I run.
Brother Rich says his brother's thangs were hanging out.
He didn't say
Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee tuna.
Yeah, he got. There was a guy out on the street that was just chilling there and saw Frank walk by and was like, "Yo, man, your boys are hanging out." And Frank really looked and was like, "Really?" And the guy started laughing at him like, "Got him."
That's awesome.
Oh man, my say with chest. I think I'm not fan police guy, but I just think seeing us go through some struggles and seeing it's just we've been through so much pain as Eagle fans. We've been through a lot. So just this hiccup is a blip on the radar compared to like I'm talking like I'm having like PTSD, like the struggles and the fights I got to as a kid sticking up for a team that always was losing and just being, supportive of the team. Now we're here, we won, been to 2 Super Bowls in like 3 years, and you're like, that's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. And I think for us to get back to that, it's a tough thing to do. It's not getting to Super Bowls. Lamar Jackson hasn't won the big game yet. Like Dak has how many wins in the playoffs? It's a hard thing to do to get back to multiple Super Bowls. So I think, can we catch the magic in a bottle? Is that the right phrase?
Catch lightning in a bottle.
Okay, this is my new phrase. Catch magic. In a bottle.
But I will say, and as gross as it tastes to have to say this, winning 2 Super Bowls and then kind of having the years after that we've had after a winning Super Bowl season, for me, has added a respect to dynasties like the Patriots and like the Chiefs, because to be able to go back to back is impressive, man. It's fucking tough in this league. And so I don't know. I looked at this thing. I was like, I don't know how some teams are able to sustain success like that, year after year after year after year after winning. It's tough. And I'm not saying it's any like. I acknowledge the factors of Jalen hasn't had a steady offensive coordinator at any point in his career. Like that plays a factor in all this. But goddamn, man, like what the hell?
Now Todd says Chiefs. I was going to say real quick. Todd said Chiefs 2023 championship season. They went 11-6 and lost games they should have won. But when the playoffs came, they were a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I'm going to say is short and sweet. This defense is not the 2023 defense. A lot of people keep bringing that up. They feel it's the same wheelhouse. I respectfully disagree. This defense at this point of the season, way different roster.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from the top rope. He says, "My say it with your chest is Shady McCoy. Why you gotta always make things about himself? Ain't nobody gonna take you out of the Eagles Hall of Fame just because they didn't fire Patullo. Stop it, bro."
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It was a good one.
That's Gail's boy though, so watch it.
That guy brought Gail's Uber up to like 4.3.
Up to 4.3 is crazy.
When I got in the car, I said, "Bro, are you my Uber?" And he said, "I'm just kidding." I said, "Hall of Fame Eagles running back Uber." But Chris says, "My say with my chest is we will win Sunday. Offensive dominance to win 9-4 incoming, 9-5 incoming." Okay. It's all good. Before we get out of here, make sure you come on down to the tailgate. Prime's gonna be there with his mail hyped up. We will make sure Frank will not be wearing anything of the
Some nut huggers.
Revealing
farmer's
in nature,
outfit.
revealing in nature.
His farmer tutu outfit. Shout out to Kathy. She says happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Kathy.
But come down to the tailgate. Have a good time. Bring the vibes. Bring the energy. It'll be just good to see the squad. Okay. Absolutely. Always a good time with all you diehards out there. Am I missing this? Oh, shout out to Crafty Jawn in the building. Crafty Jawn, his chains are amazing. He will be down at the tailgate, bringing the vibes per usual. Brought his dog last time. Ev, could you bring your dog to the tailgate? Maybe one of these days.
I don't know about that.
I will say, I'm excited.
Can-
I'm excited to have.
Can you bring your cat?
Neither. No. I'm not.
No, I'm
big
not
on
talking about.
bringing-
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Gail. Can you bring your cat?
Yeah, we'll bring her out there.
All right.
She got
Yeah.
asthma though. Some can't be at the tailgate like having too much of a good time. I'll bring the asthma pump.
I know. I can't bring my dog out there. He'll end up trying to bite everybody and anything.
Yeah, my dog's too crazy, man.
Fish Addiction 9502 asks, "How y'all gonna feel if we struggle score versus the Raiders?"
How I feel right now, depressed.
Yeah, I don't think anything. I mean, it's just adding on, man. We're already at the depressed stage. It's just adding on. That's all. I mean, listen. All I can tell you is that if I take another trip to LA, I'll go 10 by 10.
It always comes back to food.
Are you really saying that the In-N-Out Burger is the best burgers in the country now? Is that what you're saying for a fast food chain?
No, I gave it a 10 out of 10 rating. I didn't say it was the best burger.
What's
It
higher
is
than
the
a
best.
10 out of 10?
No. That's a rating. There's a difference.
My math is bad, but that's...
You go to whatchamacallit and you rate every food that you eat. That's saying that every food is better than every food. No, there's a rating. I rate it. I'm rating it 10 out of 10. That's good. It's a good spot. When Barstool Man goes and he starts rating all the whatchamacallits, you think that one place that he decided to give a 10 out of 10 was the better one from the week before? No, it's just a rating. That's all. I never said that it was the best burger in the world. I just said
10
I'm
out
giving
of
it.
10 is great. That's amazing.
And that's a rating. It's a great burger. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I'm
So
not
what do
saying
you,
it's
what
the
do you
best
give something when you have better than an In-N-Out burger?
burger. I could give it a 10 out of 10 as well.
You see a problem with the scale?
It's no problem. All right, he's the one that doesn't know how to do mathematics. I know what I'm talking about.
Math
I know
is
how
not
to make
mathing.
my shit. Listen,
Math is
man.
not
Listen, I could rate it however I need to rate it, man. All right, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, and I stick to it.
Best burger you guys have ever had. Can you think about it? That doesn't have to be fast food because I do have, off the top of my head, Al's Airport Inn in Ewing, New Jersey, bro. If you're by the Trenton Mercer Airport, I'm telling you, bro.
Al's what?
Al's Airport Inn is literally
That's 20,
right next to
that's
the
20
Trenton
minutes
Mercer
from me,
Airport.
Ev. It's 20 minutes from
I
me.
know.
We're gonna
I used
make
to
a
go there
visit.
when I lived in Yardley all the time. I would go.
Sounds a
over
little
there.
questionable though.
I gotta say that the
Tim,
burger that I had.
I need you to.
I will
be
go
my-
there. I'll go there.
Yeah.
I will go
Nah,
there.
listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. The
together.
burger
I'm
that
in.
I had in Atlanta with Gail was an amazing burger, and then especially topping it off with my first time ever throwing a fried egg on there
Mhm.
really set it off. So that was
Try out
a
an Al's burger, bro. Change your life.
Well, the fried egg changed Prime's life forever. 'Cause
definitely changed my life.
the 4 times I've watched him order, it's like, can you put a fried egg on there?
And the disappointment when they say no.
No, I know, man.
That's his when he goes bougie. He's like, "Can you put it?"
God only knows that burger in Green Bay needed a fried egg.
Yes, it did.
Fish Addiction says Five Guys. Five Guys or In-N-Out Burger.
In and out. I can't mess with Five Guys, man.
I'm
It's
not
too-
big
that
on
peanut-
on the In-N-Out sauce.
You don't have to get the sauce.
Shout out to
That's the thing.
Nah, not necessarily, man. Nah. So see that cheese, the way that cheese
Yeah,
was
no,
running
the
on
cheese
that
look
burger,
good. Cheese
bro.
look good.
Yeah, you know, man. Then you can throw some of those fries on there or inside.
It's the In-N-Out bun for me. It's the bun. Bread makes the difference. I don't know. I'm not vibing with the
I'm a
In-N-Out
big believer
bread.
in that.
Will
Bun
says
makes
he's
it
just here for the food review. Shout out to Will. Saw him and the fam out there on the pier having a good time.
Oh yeah,
You
they
guys,
were. It was good seeing Will.
We guys
Shout
acting like what's it called? Michael and what's his face from GTA? Just walking around.
Bro,
Music
here we
playing.
go
Me,
again.
me,
pointing
Gail,
out,
did we
like-
not have that? Did we not have that conversation? We were talking. I was like, "Yo, I got mad bodies in that corner over there." Like I took out a lot of people, and then I'm over here driving with Mark, and I'm like, I'd be putting my cars in that building right there. And then I was like, there's a gas station right around the corner. And as we're coming around, I'm like, yo, there goes the gas station. Like, you can literally map this thing out perfect to the T on GTA. Like, you know where you go.
Was Gail jumping underneath the dock at Santa Monica Pier?
We were both arguing with each other. I was like, yo, that's the corner over there where you could go ahead and keep on getting that infinity money. And then he's yelling at me like, no, it's over there. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's over there.
I said, bro, you can get one over there, but the real suitcase is up the way. He's like pointing that way. I'm like, no, it's up there, bro. And shout out to Bob, who we work with at Philly Sports. She was like, what are you guys talking about? We're like,
I can see Bob being lost. Like, what? What are you guys talking about?
You guys are. What are you guys talking about? Video games? I was like, yeah, we play video games.
Shout out to
Allison
Kincaid,
says,
who's still driving.
Good to see you in LA Prime. Yeah, I mean, hanging out with Swoop was kind of cool. Swoop is a rock star.
Nice.
I heard Swoop speak for the very first time.
Oh, no shit. Nice.
Shout to Mark Huertas. We had a little moment. He said,
with Swoop?
Well, he said that. Do you think there's more than one Swoop?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
That's not killing for them. That's not killing for the people.
It's like telling kids like there's no, Santa Claus.
Come on, bro. What are you doing?
Hey,
no sense in this guy.
I'm saying, bro. I'm saying what you're
Uncle Gail, just Grinch.
God, Uncle Gail, come on, man.
I'm gonna say with my chest when I was a kid.
Santa rocks.
Stop. I don't know where he's going. Stop.
Are your kids in the room?
Yeah,
my kids are
they could be listening, bro.
They listen to
people with kids, bro. Like,
say we keep cursing to a minimum. We're gonna keep that to a minimum.
Yeah.
We're not gonna raise no sheep out here, okay? All right, it was a good story, but I'll leave it out.
I bet the story was going exactly where I was expecting it to go. It wasn't that good.
It was a good story, bro. It's a
like,
really
you know what I like? Having my heart ripped out at 4 years old. That's what made me strong.
I had just started walking. It was horrible.
I was the kid at school, like, yeah. Pelican Bay.
Pelican Bay.
When I get through with you. All these kids are like, what are you talking about, dog? See, I'm speaking in code. I'm gonna get off the subject. But Chris says, speaking of GTA, we back online for the new mansion update. Look, see.
They're still putting out updates. God bless, man. Gail, I restarted Fallout 4. I know that's one of your favorites.
Wow, I'm about to do that myself.
Yeah,
real one.
I got the itch the other day. I was like, oh, if I could actually go.
Shout out to all the gamers in the chat. One of these days we'll get on a game. We could do a 4th and Jawn reunion in a chat somewhere. Nerd stuff. But before we get out of here, once again, shout out to all you guys in the chat. Shout out to all you guys who are showing support on the road. Shout out all the new supporters that we meet in every city, man. Like I always bump into somebody you don't know until you run into someone who actually listens and supports and shows up to events or shows up to tailgates, and it's always a good time. The conversation's always great. But last word before we get out of here, Tim.
It's the holiday season. Be happy. We're still first in the NFC East. We just got to get ourselves right. Win out. We're in the playoffs. And like we've talked about and brought up on the pod, it's the right time. Not what happened at the beginning of the season. Not what happened in the middle of the season. It's how you finish the season. So everybody lock in. Enjoy the time with your family. Go out and do all the Christmas stuff and during the week or early in the weekend so you can enjoy Sunday watching the birds. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Prima.
Yeah, man. Piggybacking off of that, absolutely. Let's just keep our faith and keep on representing our birds like we normally do. It's a frustrating stage, but hopefully we can go ahead and get out of this real quick and soon. And get strong for the playoff run. I definitely want to give a big thank you to all my West Coast family, man. Appreciate you guys the way you guys held it down, especially to the Huertas family, Mark, Vanessa, the girls. Man, the hospitality was just overwhelming. The Morales family holding us down at the tailgate. Uh, Ivan, saw us in the crowd, pulled us to the side. He ended up, making us some fresh tacos, and man, probably one of the best tacos I've had. Honestly, what I mean, not just saying that. I'm serious. The taste, the seasoning, it was just like the perfection. And
10 out of
they
10.
all 10 out of 10, man. The hospitality that they were giving us was outstanding, and it was a blessing, man. Just being there, Swoop City, LA. The boys and Andrew and the boys, holding it down, showing us the love, man. The love that these guys give us when we're over there is just crazy. It was just ongoing, what I mean, and I'm glad that Frank and Rich, and Mark Bird got to enjoy that moment with us, man. What I mean, being out there and seeing what it was like. So it was a great time. I always look forward to going to LA. It's a trip that I like to hit every opportunity I get. So a big thank you to all of y'all, man, for real. You made the trip like you guys always do, regardless of the outcome. It was just a great trip, hands down. So I appreciate every single one of y'all for the love you guys were giving us, man. Seriously, thank you.
Hmm. What about you, Ev?
Yeah, man. I mean, I miss going on the trips with you guys. I know you guys having fun out there in LA, Green Bay, all the different places you guys went and checked out. The way that the Eagles fan base travels is crazy, and what's even crazier is when you actually go out there and travel regularly. It's a lot of it's the same faces, man. There is a good pocket of absolute real ones in this Eagles fan base, and there's a lot of them, and I'm fortunate to know a lot of them. So big ups to all you guys that continue to support this team, regardless of what direction they're heading in. Listen, this team has surprised me over and over and over again every season. I'm waiting to be surprised. I will say that things, while they are bleak right now, the outlook. Listen, with 2 Super Bowls in my back pocket, you can't bring me down, bro. We won the Super Bowl last year. There's only so depressed I can get over this team. I'm still. If I'm not on cloud 9, I'm on cloud 7. I'm fine, man. Life will go on. I think this Eagles team still has the bones.
7 out of 7.
I'm a 7 out of 7.
7 out of 9. 7 out of 9. Realistic.
But man, it's the holiday season. The Eagles, they have the bones of a good squad. All we need, like I said, we need one blowout win to restore confidence in this fan base. One stomping. And the Raiders would be a great team to do that against. So go Birds, and let's hope we're talking more positively next week.
Piggybacking off what you said, Ev, about the just the fans that show up to every city. I see a lot of the same faces. I mean, there's like a small faction of there's fans that just show up everywhere, and it's crazy to see them in another city, and then people are just like, oh, how do you you'll be in an airport and then you collide or you run into Nady randomly somewhere, or it's just it's a great feeling when you got friends everywhere. But like you said, showing up to the pier and seeing all these faces that either tailgated with you or you know them, you just know who they are. That's the cool spot because it's like we're all having a moment. Weather's great. Shout out to the Eagles. They asked me for my photo. I was like, oh, really? You want my photo?
Yeah,
and I was like, okay,
put it up around the fan shop. You're like, don't
you're
sell
gonna use
this
my
guy.
photo. So then they were like, but we can't give you credit. Is that okay? I was like, all right, okay, okay. and then they replied back with, but if there's anything you ever need, let us know.
Let's
So
sit over
I'll
here.
close it out. If there's one thing that you would ask besides another Super Bowl, what would you ask the Eagles for a favor?
To draft a tackle, to draft a right tackle.
We're going around the room. We're going around the room.
Yeah. For a favor.
First thing that
You're
popped-
asking
first
for
thing-
you're asking
first
you
thing
for
that-
a favor. What are you asking?
This is going to sound very, very like, it's going to sound bad, but I've been lucky enough to be on the field a couple times for warm-ups. I've never been on the Eagles side. Always been on the visitors side. I would love to be on the Eagles side for warm-ups. It's just first thought that pops in my mind.
Primo, what are you asking
I
for?
want to be in the locker as they're getting ready for the game.
I mean, let the guys get dressed. I mean, bro, come on.
Like, nope. See, you had to add all that extra part. Of course, they're dressed as they're getting ready to go out there for the game. I want to be in the locker to give my 2 cents. So spark it up a little bit. I'm the vibes coordinator. Let me coordinate. All right, I ain't worrying about jocks and
Y'all need
straps
some
and
soap?
stuff like that, like you are.
Anyone need some soap?
Who's got 8x8? Who's got?
You want to eat that cornbread?
Pause.
Kiki says new OC.
Yeah,
Mark
no, I was
Bird is
kind
asking
of. Go ahead.
What are you saying?
I was
Solid.
that's kind of where I was at with Kiki. I like let me chill with Kevin Patullo. Let me have a little smoke session with Kevin Patullo. If I can't change his mind, I'm gonna plant something on him.
Smoke session.
Will says offensive play calling duties for a half. Okay. Heather's like, let me coach one game. Let me drive the boat. Heather said.
Let me try.
Angelo says speak to KP. Okay. Kiki says meet BG. I'm going to say I need a something free at the pro shop.
Yep.
How about that? Can I get something free?
He needs another jacket.
Here's a keychain, pal. You keep it walking.
Can I get something free? No, that's awkward. I'll wait for that moment. Party
ask
at
for
this is
something
what this is my ask. Party at the Super Bowl, the after party. That's my ask.
Wow.
Okay.
Even one better.
And,
let me be at the party when we win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
The ring ceremony.
All right. Okay. And then how many passes do we get?
How many passes do we need? Asking for. I'm gonna ask for a 10 out of 10.
Give me 10 out of 10 passes. We appreciate you guys sticking around and just enjoying the therapy session. Obviously, Eagles are going to go through some struggles, ups and downs, win, lose, or draw. We'll be here supporting our birds. And as always, it's fly, Eagles, fly.
Shout out Kincaid.
Go birds, Tim Kincaid.
I got a lot of shine.